What's up, chatters? I wasn't even going to chat about this because I was just, sitting here and smiling, looking at all the pictures and videos. But Marlon Wayans, which we'll get into later, thank you so much for exercising your right of freedom of speech and sharing your views on this, because you made me want to talk about it. So thank you, Marlon Wayans. But in case you don't know, it went down in Montgomery, Alabama. And Montgomery is not just your ordinary city. If you don't know the history, I suggest you research, because Bloody Sunday, how pivotal it was in the civil rights movement, Rosa Martin, even the pier that this took place on years ago, our ancestors were sold on this very same pier. So even if you don't believe in energy, you have to know that the energy that runs through there, the descendants' energy, the ancestors' energy, is something else. So this is not the place where I personally would have tried this, but someone tried it. And here we are. And social media is buzzing. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm celebrating with my aunties, uncles, nieces, nephews, all up in the jail cell right now. And if you don't feel the same, hey, that's fine. This might not be the video for you and you might get offended. But I'm telling you right now, this was not just a brawl. This was not just a simple altercation. It's deeper than that. And that's what people fail to realize. It is deeper than that, because we're tired. We're tired of the privilege. We're tired of the sense of entitlement. We're tired of being portrayed in a certain light. We are tired. So when we have moments like this, regardless, we can only applaud our brothers and sisters for coming together. Now, I understand that violence is not always the answer. Oh, absolutely. It's not. It really isn't. But what would you do? What would you do if you saw 5 to 6 men and women on your brother or on your sister? Because that's what everyone there saw. They saw their fellow brother being attacked. Now, the media is going to spin this. I've been sitting and I've been looking at posts, and it's, oh my goodness, how could they? How could they do this? Simple. They were tested. And you need to understand the temperament. You need to understand today's climate and where people are, because these instances cannot continue to happen because it's not safe. And that's being real. We don't want violence. That's not our first option. But understand, when things like this happen, look at the bigger picture. Here we have a security guard that was just simply doing his job. He asked a party to move their boat. They remained for over an hour with their sense of entitlement, their privilege. They said, no, we're not going to move. We're going to ignore your request. The ultimate fuck you. And this situation became heated into where his fellow brothers and sisters looked on, unable to get to them. This was a man simply doing his job. And that's what the media is not going to tell you. This is the image that the media is not going to show. They're going to simply show the brawl. But they're not going to show how a man was simply doing his job. How many people stated that these people were asked to move their boats so the other boats can dock, but their sense of entitlement or possible alcohol made them say, absolutely not. And in return, they attacked this man. These thugs attacked this man, because those are the thugs. Those are the thugs that jumped on this man repeatedly. But that's not going to be portrayed. That's not going to be discussed. And that's what happens when these instances occur. We are the parties that are portrayed in a negative light. And it's sickening when you actually think about it. It's sickening when you have to read posts or tweets like this, instead of how a man went to save his brother. Now here Uncle is telling his fellow nieces, aunties, uncles, nephews what just happened to him. And they can't wait to get off the boat. And the rest is history. But he's sharing what happened. And these people sprung into action because, let's be fair, if we're going to fight, at least let it be equal. And that's what took place here. They came, they arrived, and they assisted, and they went to work. The Avengers suited up, honey. And now we want to play victim. Now we want to say, oh my gosh, we were attacked. But it was fair when you were attacking and kicking this man. It was fair when a woman was even attacking this man. That was fair, right? We don't want to talk about that. And when instances like this happen, I always wonder, where's the outpour? Where's the, who's going to say something? And it's people like Miss Stephanie Mills, my auntie in my head. If you don't know her discography, I suggest you get fluent because, honey, Stephanie came, she saw, and she is doing a concert. Please let it be in Detroit because I am not far and I would love to support and going to pay for the legal fees. Certain celebrities aren't going to be silenced, or certain people aren't going to shuck and jive. Bringing me to Mr. Marlon, of all people, who says, how can we not? How about we not do this in a small town? The shit is silly, bro. Isn't it supposed to be love, not war? Now, I wonder, because this is his right, he has freedom of speech just like I do. But I wonder, is this really your views, Marlon Wayans? Or is this what you're saying to ensure that you keep a check? Because if so, that's sickening to me, because I would hate to think that Sean Wayans or Damon Wayans or Keenan Wayans could be attacked by 5 to 6 people and your response would be, it's supposed to be love, not war. I would think as a brother, you would say, get off of my brother. So when you post things like this with a large platform, further elaborate so people can understand what you're saying, because to me, it looks like you are supporting these thugs. That's what it appears to be to me. And this is what we don't need in situations like this. Kumbaya, and it should be peace. Yeah, absolutely. But the reality is we're not there. The reality is tensions are at an all-time high, and people need to understand that. These Karen and Kevins felt entitled. Point blank, period. They felt entitled to beat a man of another color and race simply because he asked them to do something. They weren't going to be told what to do by him. And that's the story. That's what needs to be discussed. That right there is the story. They were not going to be told what to do by him. Now ask yourself, why? Why were they not going to be told what to do by him? Would they be told what to do by someone else? They know the answer, and I'm sure some of you could read between the lines and you know the answer too. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And these thugs were wrong. These thugs initiated confrontation. These thugs could have beat this man to death had someone somewhere said, no, we are going to defend this person. Do you know the damages that can take place if someone's repeatedly getting hit, kicked, punched in the head? But we don't want to discuss that. They don't want to put that in the news. This man could have died. We've seen this time and time again. He could have literally been beaten to death. And his fellow brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews said, not again. We're not going to let this happen again. We are not going to watch our brother be beaten again, to the point where even security had to laugh and applaud one another over this, because we're not going to continue to allow our fellow brother and sister to be beaten. We've lost too much. And to you, Aquaman, that swam to shore to assist your brother in the time of need, you are the real MVP. Make sure to like, comment, follow, and subscribe.